Ay, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents, cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive.
There was a day when I prayed for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. Owe me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue G's. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the newbie. FTLOG on the top with the blue G's. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
Well, I'll be damned.
Coffee's for closers only.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Looks like the bus station in total recall.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Lie back down.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
A newt.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yellow hoes? It's your boy Papa Swole back with another episode, and today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2 flexing on all you beaches. Welcome to the show, everyone. 3442. We're going to jump right into it today. Thank you for being patient as we had to restart because we had an audio concern. Thank you, Freddie, for hitting the... Sometimes you get a little aggressive with Tessie and his talon hits a cable. So that's what happened. Take it up with him. Fucking damn goddamn bird. Well, thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like button. We are live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. And of course, you can catch a replay and watch over on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere you like to bang your ear holes. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review if you enjoy the show and share it with your friends. Share it with someone that needs to go to the fucking gym because we know they need to. Have they seen their dick lately or their clit? They have not. So they need to go to the fucking gym. Before we go into the first, we're going to get into some merch. I think we got some more awesome Greater Swole Fam posts. But before we do, yesterday was Monday, which means we had new releases. So big round of applause for those new releases. It was great. I know you guys liked it. We have a new drop. We got a new, and it's right there on the homepage of the Swolenormous app. We all lift down here. It's awesome. If you want to join the fam, get access to the app, join us over at swolenormousx.com. It's right there along with all the other new releases. We got a new recipe, air fryer sweet potato fries, morning flow number 10 with Alex. And of course, we all lift down here the Pennywise It design. For Halloween, it's perfect. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy that. You get 20% off all merch over there at papaswolio.com. So give that a look-see. And you could also check out, of course, all the new beard and skincare, hair. We got the Main Gains for beard and hair, men and women. Main Gains is fantastic. I just put it on before the show. And if you guys are lucky, if you're good, maybe I'll do a little beard ASMR and I'll put some beard oil on live on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, puppy.
I know you'll like that. You guys will like that. You would. Wouldn't you? I know you would. We all lift down here. So go check it out. papaswolio.com. Let's get into the first post. We got some merch. Speaking of merch, I don't know. I don't have the name on the account. This is a little bit of a throwback, but looking great. Fantastic. Got the Go to the Fucking Gym crop top. I don't have her account, so I can't give her a shout out from here, but we share it in the story now and again. Go to the fucking gym. Check out the crop tops. We have the fitted crop tops. We have the loose flowing crop tops. And don't forget, we also have, this is the season where you're going to be wearing long sleeves or sweatshirts and things like that. We will have an ugly sweatshirt for Christmas again, like we did last year. We will do a special ugly sweatshirt. And we also have the zip up hoodies. So if you haven't checked out the zip up hoodies, I wouldn't say it's a brand new release, but we did that a couple months ago. And we're adding a lot of new designs. So you have a nice design right here on the top left, and then you have a big design on the back. So check that out too, because it's the season where you're going to want to have a snow hat or you're going to want to get a new hoodie or something along those lines. All right, fam, you know what time it is. Maybe you don't, but you soon will. It is Rate My Meal. Rate My Meal. Let's get a little glockenspiel. Okay, let's get into it. Rate My Meal. Fam, yesterday we had a rough time. A couple posts, we had a rough time, but I will say that I've been seeing a lot more steak lately. I am proud to say that for those of you that are posting anywhere you get a prompt to rate my meal, whether it's in the app, if you remember, whether it's Swole Text, whether it's on Instagram, stories, or anywhere, Facebook, make sure you post your meals. I will say, I think the general trend is better. If you're watching live, maybe you can drop your thoughts in the comments, but I think it's generally getting better. We get some hot messes now and again. We get some troll posts too, but I've been seeing a lot more steak. So I'm pleased. So let's see what we got here. First one. Well, we got some beef. At least that's positive. Brandon Somerville. Papa Swolio got beef and bean chili cooked for about 3 hours. It's really good, but I can't stop propelling myself around with all this excess gas. Well, guess what, dude? You're not digesting the food properly. That's why you're gassy. Stop eating the beans. Eat yourself some steak. You're not cooking the beans properly to digest them. You know, beans are high in lectin content. A lot of people have inflammation and gut distress as a result of beans. So as far as I'm aware, if you're going to have them, you need to pressure cook them to break them down well. But in my opinion, beans are famine food. I've said this for a while. I just don't think that beans are really edible in any real respect. And they're definitely not necessary. And I haven't had them in a long time. And I feel so much better without them. But if you're blowing up your toilet and you're crapping yourself, dude, that's a sign that you need to... Just because it tastes good doesn't mean it's good for your gut. All right. Your gut doesn't have taste buds, but it has an entire biome of various macro and microbacteria. And you need to make sure that you are treating them with respect. Something to think about. I haven't had beans. I don't know the last time I had beans, to be honest. It might be longer since I've had beans than since I've had pizza, like actual pizza from a store. I don't remember the last time I had, I don't know, whatever pizza. That's probably been, I would say the last time I did that was probably around the time where I was still eating Sour Patch Kids. I'm sure at some point I had a pizza or something. I just don't remember. I don't remember because I never really was super obsessed with that. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, beans. Beans. I don't remember the last time I had beans. I never liked the taste of them. Beans and peas and lentils are things that are just gross unless you just cover them with spices to make them even remotely edible. I just don't like it. I'm a steak boy. All right. Jennifer Barr, Papa Swole, I got a healthy version of zuppa toscana soup. Someone, I don't know what that is. Don't eat things that you can't, don't eat things that don't mean anything. Zuppa toscana. Stop. Don't pretend like that's a real thing. Some fancy name. Oh, it's from Italy. All I see is something that's white without steak. I don't see steak. Unless you're having this as an appetizer and you got some steak over to the side. Oh, she's under chemo. All right. I feel bad. I take it all back. Well, good for you. I didn't see the chemo part. See, I judged too early. I'm so eager. I judged too early. Well, good for you, dear. Bone broth. I wonder if bone broth would be good too. Look, it looks like it probably tastes good. You can have an appetizer. It depends as long as you can digest it. Like with anything, if you do well, that going back to the first post, it's actually a good segue. Going back to the beans post. If he was digesting it well and he felt great, let's go back to that post for a second. We'll come back, Jennifer. Hold the line, please. Good for you. It's really good, but I can't stop propelling myself around with all this excess gas. That just means you're not digesting well, right? So beans are not for you, or how you're preparing them, or the quantity of what you're eating. So it's not really that, hey, you can never have it. If it's working great for you, this is why when some people eat vegan and they tell everyone it's great, look, I'm surviving. I don't think they're thriving as well as they could. But who am I to tell them if they want to eat that way and they feel great? Fine, it's their life. I don't think people should be looking to that as good advice, in my opinion. So yeah, eat what you can going through chemo and stuff like that. I wonder if, because bone broth is so good for you. So maybe that'd be something, if you're in a soup phase and soup is what you can do, Jennifer, I don't know, maybe the taste is different, obviously with bone broth, but that'd be really good for you too. Unless there's some contraindication with it. So maybe something to look into. A healthy version of zuppa toscana soup. Only thing I could stomach with the chemo pukes. Damn, that's brutal. But I still got in 3 short, slow runs. Wow. And some weights. Good for you. I'll take what I can get. Thanks for inspiring me, Papa Swole. Good for you. Good for you. My apologies for going hard on the soup. I didn't see that. Well, obviously, look, you got to do what you got to do. Eat what you can. So good for you. Still getting it. You're still running, doing weights. Reminds me of when Christy was going through it and she was posting and she was like still lifting and she had her IVs in and stuff like that. Man, it brings out the beast in people. Look at this. So good for you, Jennifer. We send our love to you and hope you do well. And yeah, I'm sure the flavor is probably something very specific. So maybe bone broth. Sometimes bone broth can be rich, but something to think about. If you're only doing liquids and things light, I would also recommend bone broth. If you could stomach it. If not, keep doing what you do, or maybe you can mix some in, or I don't know. Who knows? But good for you. Good for you. Getting after it. All right. See, not gonna be able to pound a fucking steak. So I don't blame you. So there's applications. Again, these are tools. These are tools. You can make whatever she's consuming with good ingredients. You know, she's not eating Chef Boyardee soup. Unless you're in a hospital, and then they're going to give you garbage. So make it yourself. And from what I've heard, if you're bringing food, I've done this before. I don't know how. It's crazy how it's like this, but I've heard a lot of other people do it too. That if you bring in your own food, like a cooler, they're super, what's in there? You can't bring this in, or let me check through all that. But if you walk in carrying a McDonald's bag and you have the food that you want to bring the person you're bringing it to, but you put it in a Burger King bag or a McDonald's bag, they never ask twice, which is gross, which is disgusting. It should be like, no, you're not bringing that crap into a hospital. So anyway, and some hospitals have McDonald's or Subways in them. So just put whatever food you want to bring in a shit fast food bag, like a Subway bag, and no one bats an eye. Anyway, keep us posted, Jennifer. Good for you. And we hope you're back on your feet and making those gains and kicking cancer's ass. So we're here for you. Good stuff. John Kuntz, Papa Swolio. I got, what is that? What is that? Is that a salad? Are those olives or something? What is this? What is that?
What the fuck is that?
Looks like, look, if that's something like, it looks like I see some chickpeas. All right, a little salad. If you put something like cucumbers and maybe a little onion, or you get some olives, some like tiny little tomatoes and some feta cheese and stuff. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not a fan of chickpeas and stuff like that. Up to you. John, we got some broccoli. I'm not a fan of the broccoli, but I like the steak. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Boom shakalaka!
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm trying to be, in my older years, I'm trying to be a little bit more mature. I'm trying to be a little bit more, hey, that's a good meal. You're not eating garbage. Broccoli offends me. I love greenery. I love planting trees. I look at the broccoli on the plate. I'm like, but good for you, John. You got a nice solid meal there. Good for you. If you want to eat it, it's up to you. It's your taste buds. But good for you. Good for you. And again, when it comes down to vegetables and things like that, it really depends on what kind of issues you're having. If you're having a lot of autoimmune issues, if you have a lot of concerns, then I would absolutely recommend removing broccoli and removing some of those other plant sources just to test if you're having a lot of issues. But if you're feeling great, keep on keeping on, right? Matthew Leverge, Rainbow Roll Sushi. Okay, I saw some sushi. Hopefully that's not gas station sushi. So we'll give you an approval. If it's from a gas station, not approved. We got a couple more, but before we do, check it out. Rocking the brand new, I forgot I've been wearing the, what was it? Swole Ferratu, but the ET Phone Gym. ET Phone Gym now available. This came out, was it the week before? Maybe it was the week before the Swole Ferratu. Maybe it was like 3 weeks ago. I forgot. I haven't worn this yet. I wore the other one first. Look at that shirt. Awesome. It's great. Love it. Love it. Mikey Mungo. Papa Swole, I got some grilled chicken. Plate full of vegetables. Plate full of vegetables.
He's on fire!
I'm just kidding. Good for you, getting some protein in. Chicken's a vegetable, though. We all know that. Sean Knowles, I didn't photo food from the weekend, but just meal prepped breakfast for the week. 1 pound sausage, 12 eggs, a cup and a half of cheese, 1 green bell pepper, and 4 green onions made into burritos and frozen. Well, that sounds like a lot of protein. One thing that I would be mindful of is what you're wrapping them in, because obviously, a lot of it enriched flours and pesticides and, all that stuff, atrazine and glyphosate and wheat germ agglutinin and things like that, stabilizers and preservatives in a lot of these rolls or a lot of these tortillas and stuff. So really depends on that quality, but everything else here looks pretty solid, man. A little clemency. You get a pass. You get a pass. You get a pass. We don't have a solid rating. It's really just you get trolled, you get a pat on the back. Usually there's some nuances. I just want to kind of critique the meals from the perspective of whether or not you're having issues, because some people will eat something like this, right? we're not talking about Sean. Let's just look at the meal. People will eat something like this and then have issues, right? The other guy is eating chili and like, but I'm shitting myself and I'm farting all the time. That's inflammation, dude. Like your gut is like crying. Your gut's crying. You're producing a lot of excess gas. You shouldn't be farting all the time. That's not a normal thing. That's not a normal thing. People have normalized that. You're eating a lot of protein. I got the protein shits, or I got the protein farts. Man, farts are going to be diabolical. They shouldn't be diabolical. You shouldn't be farting all the time. Like, you're going to have gas. You're going to have some gas. You know, you got a hole down there. Things are going to come out. But you shouldn't be like constantly. If you have constant gas, there's an imbalance. There's something going on. For example, if you don't have kefir for a long time, or ever, and then you pound like 16 ounces of kefir, you might have diarrhea. You're putting in a lot of probiotics all at once, for example. Maybe you'll have some gas. If you never have beans and then you have, hey, we had burritos and you're really gassy, yeah, it's because there's an imbalance. You don't have the proper bacteria to break that stuff down. Could be high lectin content, could be pesticides, could be other things that's in the meal or what it's cooked with. It depends, you know? So if you're having issues, in other words, look at the food. Like, these things matter. So if I say, hey, look at the broccoli, if you're crushing it and you love broccoli and you feel great and you don't have gas, like, broccoli is something that can easily cause a ton of gas. It can make you extremely gassy, which is inflammation. So if you are having issues, those are things to look at. If you feel great and you're like, I love it, it's like, okay, then you don't have to be, I am telling you to do that. I can't make you not eat these things. But if you're having migraines or issues with your skin or bloating and these kinds of things, check that stuff out. Then you need to go deeper. Then you need to go into like what you're cooking with, and which you should be cooking the right things, but then you need to look at that. You need to look at seasonings. You need to look at the quality of the food. You need to look at all those ingredients and you eliminate them and then you test. We're good. We're good. Let's get into that tip.
Babe, just an inch.
Swole fan post time.
Inch.
More Swole fan posts.
It's cold outside.
All right. That's what we call the outer fam, the outer Swole fam. Posts from the community, the greater community, and from the social pages and stuff. Now let's get into the inner fam, the members. Let's get into a couple posts from the app. We're going to kick it off. Lacey had a solid post, and we can drop this in the chat, and you could drop this. This is from the other day. It's not really, we don't have responses to it. There are on the in the app. Lacey says, Saturday training, I've got squats, frame carry, sandbag load, dumbbell bench press, leg curls, and lat pull down. What you got? So thanks for sharing. And Lacey's doing her strongman competition. Strong person, because you're a lady. It's not strongman, it's strong person. Lacey's a strong person. She does strong people training. Got it. No, strongman competition. We're not doing that shit. Strong person. So instead of the female division, you have like the front hole division. Remember that post? Your front hole. They were calling it people with front holes. People with front holes. Okay. Ben says, hey fam, here's to the start of the week 12. It's 5 a.m. in California and in the gym working shoulders, triceps, adductors, and core. Down 23 pounds and feeling pretty good about it. Hope you all crush it this week. I posted on this post and I was like, Ben, stop smiling. Get back to work, bro. You know? I mean, someone's got to tell Ben, when you take a selfie, you should look a little bit more serious. Don't smile. Don't smile. It's just, you know, it's just chill out and take a picture. You don't have to smile so much. All right. Way too happy in the gym, Ben. Thanks for sharing. Good stuff, man. I don't blame you. 5 a.m. I wouldn't be, that's my face at 5 a.m. Only my eyes are closed and I'm sleeping. Most of the time. But good for you. Down 23 pounds. We'll call him Smiley Ben. Smiley Ben. Stop smiling. What's so funny, Ben? All right, Leah. Good post. I want to shout out to Alita who posted there too. So moms, drop it in the chat or go into the post in the community section and respond to this post. Leah says, I'm looking for some advice. I'm a first-time mom. My little guy is 3 weeks old and I'm lucky enough to be able to stay at home until January. But then I'm supposed to be going back to work. I'm grappling with the idea of my son having to go to daycare, even though it wouldn't be full-time. I do have some ideas as to where I could make money at home, and my job has the ability for me to work part-time, flexible, so I would be able to work when my husband is home. All that to say, when starting a side work hustle or a side work from home hustle. How do you do that? I'm thinking I'll need to create some kind of schedule, but that's tough with a baby. Any advice is appreciated. So I'll default to you ladies. I have some thoughts there too, but Alita said in the comments, you just need to have a schedule. Infants, children, just you, human beings, love a schedule, especially a circadian rhythm. Blue lights off, red lights on, morning sun, evening sun, like having that routine for yourself. Especially if you should be, but breastfeeding, understand that when your breast milk has hormones and lets the baby know when it's morning, middle of the day, and evening. Like, so your breast milk will actually have markers in it, so to speak, that lead to a proper circadian rhythm for the baby. So you need a consistent schedule. And yeah, there's a lot of options out there, especially with AI. A lot of stuff is work from home. You have some ideas, you said, so just got to set your priorities and execute. So it sounds like you have the ability to customize your schedule a little bit more because you're home until January, and you have some ability and flexibility with your husband's schedule in terms of overlapping certain things. So you guys can drop your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, we don't know all the ins and outs of Leah's life and what her ideas are. So setting that schedule, looking more into like proper circadian rhythm and blue lights and red light and getting outside, all that kind of stuff. I don't know what the weather is like where you are, but you get it. Setting a proper schedule for you and your baby and yeah, locking it in from that direction. Just some thoughts. All right, fam. I sent out this text yesterday. It's officially fuck your resolution season. Let me blow this up. It is FYR season. We got some new FYR merch coming out. We're going to be doing, I think, a couple designs. So just a reminder that, we're getting after it now. Start today, because it's almost a little bit less than 3 months now until the new year. Make sure you start today. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. Start our programs. Start nutrition properly. Do it now. If you're locking stuff down now, you're going to be fine for the new year. Do it when it's tough. Don't put it off. Don't put off 3 or 4 months. You're going to regret it forever. And you probably will never start. So what are you doing to stay focused and close out the year strong? Jonathan says, Papa Swolio, just ignoring people in the office that are setting goals while talking about how much they will eat during the holiday. Keeping a schedule of workouts, continuing my fitness education, and tracking my food will keep me focused. Also, I have canceled meetings with my family during the holidays to keep away those temptations. Meetings with your family. Well, yeah. I mean, if your family, it doesn't mean don't see your family. Doesn't mean don't have community. But unfortunately, most of the time, people revolve everything around food or just bad habits. So if you have toxic family, that can be an issue. But if you're going somewhere where they're eating, look, this is what I do around the holidays. Sometimes I'll have some sides, but if members like you bring food, I bring food, or I'll eat first. If we're doing stuff, I'll just bring steak. We bring ribeye. I know a lot of people are like, are you going to be that weird person who brings food? Yes. It's not complicated. So I'll bring steak, and then we'll sit around, and then everyone's going to be eating whatever. And I just take a steak out of fucking steak, and then I'll eat it. I have no problem bringing food. Or if someone's making something and they want to make it a certain way and they use certain ingredients, then yeah, maybe I'll eat it. It's not just the ingredients. I just like having personally made the food. I like knowing where it came from, how it's made, and I just like my food. So you can eat first or bring your own stuff. Eating first it's like you don't go shopping hungry, because then you're going to buy a lot of stupid shit. Don't put yourself in but that's good. Jonathan, I mean, whatever the details are, Jonathan's saying, in other words, keeping away from, you're not going to places where you might be tempted. If you have temptations and food addictions, then you need to remove yourself from those or keep yourself from those situations. But also, if you have family that's on your side and wants the best for you and supports that, then usually they will be more open to changing certain things or venues or food choices or something like that. Really easy to bring your own stuff. But I get it. Most things revolve around destroying your body and your health. Leslie says workouts are always written out the night before, and clothes are laid out as well. Starting yesterday, a weekly menu for the family was made and 2 days of meals were prepared. Taking the guesswork out of exercise and meals helps keep me consistent. Posting up the community section or the Telegram chat in the Swole fam helps to hold me accountable. Good stuff. I highly recommend.
do it. Post up your meals. If you need to hold yourself accountable, don't forget the Swole fam's there for you. So share in the community section and post up and let everyone know what you're doing and put it out there because we're watching and we're here to make sure that you stay on it. We'll tease and we have a good sense of humor. No one joins the Swole fam if you're thin-skinned, but it's always positive. It's always positive. We'll shoot the shit and we'll joke around, but we want the best for you. So if you're crushing it, you're going out, you're going hiking, you're working out, you're doing cardio, you're just getting down a couple bites of soup because you're going through chemo, like we want you moving in the positive direction and we support you in that journey. So share a picture, share some thoughts. If you're struggling, that's the most important thing. Don't assume people know, because the thing is with the Swole fam, the community, if you're not posting up, no one knows. If you don't tell anyone, no one knows if you're going through something. And this is why it's cool when you have people saying, hey, I'm a new mom, this, that, and the other. We got Swole fam members that are pregnant. We got Swole fam members that have 5, 6, 7 kids that have been through that. So we have people from all backgrounds and different life experiences that can give you insights as to what worked or what they wish they did. You get advice from people that have gone through it. And then, hey, I wish I would have done this. I recommend this instead of that. And you're like, oh, cool. I avoided a problem. So, but post up. No one knows what you're struggling with or what you need help with if you don't ask. So there's some people that I guess, oh, I'm struggling, and they just kind of fall off and, they just fall out of the Swole fam and they disappear and you never hear from them again. Why? Like, you're doing that to yourself. You can join the Swole fam and not do anything, never post up, never use the content. Okay, it's not going to work for you. You have to put the effort in. So all the information, all the value and content, and it's all here, but you have to engage. No one's going to do it for you. I could sit here for 10 years, and I have, but I can't do any lifting for you. I can't eat for you. I can't throw carrots out the window for you. I can't, use kale as, throw kale into the recycling. But, I can't clean out your fridge. Marissa, you just lost your best jabroni? You just lost your best jabroni. Moved to Florida, pops. Down 20. Almost through messing around. Going for the gold medal. You will see. Thank you again. Am taking it seriously now. Happy Sukkot from Eden Gardens. I don't know what language that is, but thank you, Marissa. I'm not quite sure what you said, but I think you're in Florida and I see a picture of a pool. So you're taking it seriously now? Good. Don't stop. Good stuff. I'm not sure what that was all. What the hell was all that? You like woke up from it. You're laying by the pool, woke up like with drool on your face. And you're like hallucinated. Swole texting me. Oh, it's a Jewish holiday. I have a lot of Jewish family. I've never even heard of it. I've never even heard of that. Really? Whatever. Okay, Rihanna, working on mobility as I finally have a job again. It's a remote desk job. All right, Rihanna's going for some more mobility. All right, let's move on. Good stuff. Question time. Thank you for sharing, fam. Let's see. Let's get a couple of comments. If you got questions, drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. I have 4 kids now, and with my first, I tried working and realized it wasn't for me. I was having panic attacks because I felt so much that I should be there for my family and baby before a career. So I rely on my husband and God to provide, and I don't work anymore. Instead of making more money, I focus on saving money and cutting unnecessary purchases. That's great. There's 2 ways to have more money. You make more money or you spend less. And then you can invest it. You have more money if you spend less. A lot of people don't realize how much unnecessary shit they purchase. I see so many people that talk about grass-fed beef and this as being a account. They have Hulu, Netflix, they have, I don't know, what else you have? There's YouTube Premium. You're spending $100, $150, $200 a month on all these things that you don't need. You don't need that shit. So yeah, absolutely. You're never going to look. you're never going to regret spending time with your kids. And they're only young ones. So that age range from like 0 to, like, what would you guys say it is? 0 to 8? I know you have them 9, 10, but when you guys remember when you're 9, 10 years old, it's a lot more with, you start doing a lot more stuff outside the house usually. When you get to like 10 plus, you start getting more into, kids get into sports, and then you're starting to hang out with your friends and these kinds of things. You don't have like play dates in the same way. You do, but just you start doing things with a little bit less parental supervision in a lot of cases. So, and you can't go back. You can't go back. You can't go back. So you're not going to be like, oh, I wish I worked more and didn't spend all those days by the pool or spending all that time with my children. You're never going to be, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't do that. You got Pinkston and Tainty Man, and they're both about 4 years old, but they got bigger, but then they stay the same. Kids, they keep on going. So you're done. You're done after a while. So anyway, good stuff. Good for you. Good for you. And if you do it as a team too, you got to be on the same page. You got to be on the same page. And that's why it's so important to have a family unit, because you can support one another. And if you're on the same page with spending, you're on the same page with how you want to live your life and how you want to raise your kids, you'll find a way. You'll work it out. It's not always easy, but welcome to life, right? Thanks for sharing, Megan. Cerny says, remember how important kids are in your life. Treat them right. They deserve it. All right? They didn't choose, right? They didn't choose to be born. You had them, and then responsibilities. I just muted that. Woo! Pam says, I was so happy to not work when my kids were little. I treasure all the memories with them. Yeah, you're never like, oh, don't you wish you worked more and didn't spend less time with your kids? I don't know, said no one ever. Adrian Vaz, 20. How do you avoid joint pain? Lately, I have experienced pain in my arms and legs. I can't tell you. This is not medical advice. So joint pain can be different reasons. I don't know how old you are. You could have growing pains. You could have poor nutrition. You might need more collagen. You might need better sleep. You might need more meat, more fat in your diet. There's a bunch of reasons. As a result of training, it could be poor form. It could be too much overload. It could be lack of mobility training, like Jeremy said. It could be a lot of things. So I don't have any other information. You could have joint pain. I could bang my elbow on the door frame on the way out and I have joint pain. Devin Burt, 95. What day is leg day for you and how many times do you do it? Once to twice a week, usually once every... What would that be? Once every like 4 or 5 days. So twice a week. I do upper lower split. Every other day or every 3 days. So I train every 2 or 3 days. So that'd be like a Monday, Wednesday, or a Monday, Thursday. Lately, honestly, I've been spreading it out. Because if you train a body part, people think about Monday to Monday, which is weird. Remember, time just keeps on going. So if you think about a training split, if you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, let's say upper, lower every other day. If you do upper on Monday and Friday, just think about it, there's 3 days in between. If you do Wednesday to Sunday, there's what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days, 3 or 4 days. If you do Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, like if you expand it, you take an extra day, you really get into like a Thursday. It's like every 5 days. It's like a 6 day. So it's within, remember, when you're doing the 7 days, twice a week, it's from workout to workout. So in other words, if you're doing 2 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you can do all sorts of splits depending on how you recover. So just take a mark whatever the body part is to the next time you train that body part. It's not just within, you don't have to train legs. Okay, I train it Tuesday and Sunday. If you train legs on Thursday and then you train on Monday, legs again or something, well, that's Thursday to Monday. That's within 4, right? So generally twice a week, twice or so within a 7-day period, consecutively from that body part. It's not just within like a calendar structure. It's since you trained it before. In other words, you don't want to train upper body on Monday and then the following Wednesday, that's 9 days. That's really long. So it depends on the split you use, but the frequency is from consecutive workouts. Borayus or Borayuse. Best way to lose body fat. Lift weights, get sleep, eat healthier. Lazy question. Arjun Shrikumar. Is it worth it to stay natural? I've been lifting for 9 years and I always wonder if I could be more. Well, you could be bigger if you take anabolic steroids. I've been lifting for 25 years. So could I be more? I would be very careful with the wording of that statement. Could you be more? You could recover faster if you took anabolics. You could put on more muscle mass. So you could be bigger. Everyone responds differently. But even more likely, you could probably get bigger naturally if you did whatever you're doing better. No one's really maxing out their natural potential. It's very hard to do so. But after 9 years, if you're doing it properly, you'll get around your natural limit. But I'm also, for me, I'm still developing and getting better, even naturally. And I might do TRT at some point. I just don't, you're going to be on that forever. So I'm hesitant to make that move right now, but I'm kind of around that point where it could make a big difference. I'm close to that, I would say. But I also take my day-to-day habits and my lifestyle very seriously. So I optimize my testosterone as best as I know how. And is it worth it? It's worth it with a proper foundation. But I would just be careful when you say, I wonder if I could be more. You're not going to be a better person. It's not going to make you a nicer person. And another thing is, why? Are you getting on stage? I think this is another thing that people have to understand. A good person to look at for this kind of stuff is either Lee Haney or Dorian Yates, to how they talk about it. If you've ever seen their interviews, Dorian's like, yeah, I used to take a lot of anabolics, yeah. But then after I stopped competing, I don't need to take anabolics, yeah. I don't need it. I don't need to have that muscle mass on me. It's actually not a bad accent if you ever hear him talk. But he's like, yeah, I stopped competing, so I stopped taking steroids because I didn't need them. So if you're taking steroids, and again, if you're doing TRT, there could be health benefits too, and it could just make you feel better and maintain more muscle mass. Maybe your joints feel better if you take certain peptides. And okay, I'm open to all that stuff. I know a lot of people have good successes, and technology and evidence keeps on coming out and people applying this stuff. Cool. We're learning how to make the body better and stronger and repair easier and all these kinds of things. But be more. I wonder if I could be more. That's more of like an ego thing. It might be a language barrier and you said be more, but of course you can get bigger. Of course you can get bigger. That's why people that want to have a competition for how big they can get, they take a lot of anabolic steroids and growth hormone and insulin and all these other things that are crazy. Masterone and Tren and all those other fucking things that can really jack up the body. But if you're not competing, you need to look at it from a health standpoint, not just, hey, I'll look better on Instagram, because you're going to lose muscle eventually as you get older. For me, I just want to kind of taper that. I know I'm going to be not as big in the future. We get older and we lose muscle mass, but I want to taper. And as my testosterone might be like naturally dropping, maybe kind of, all right, then jump onto some TRT so I can keep on lifting healthily, maintain muscle mass, feel good, have energy. I want quality of life. I don't want to just decay and get frail for no reason. If I can use, and just think in the next 10, 15 years, things just get better and better. Der Hustus, why do I refuse plant-based proteins? Because they're incomplete, and there's a ton of other anti-nutrients and inflammatory results from plant-based proteins, plus glyphosate, atrazine, genetically modified corn, soy. They're just very low quality proteins. That's why I refuse them. Why would I choose something that's not as good to something that's far superior? Plus all the toxins, plus all the other issues in ultra processing. So it's a terrible idea. Plant proteins stop thinking of it as protein. They're not as bioavailable. Eat some eggs and meat. You'll feel 1,000 times better. At Falcon 420. Should you work out when you're sick? No. Fucking retarded question. Okay, let's get in some balls deep.
That's deep.
All right, let's do this. Oh, we got 2 videos, and then we're going to wrap up. Man, we got a Swole card. Hashtag GTTFG. I don't even know if I showed this today. Hashtag GTTFG, but the Swole fam knows because I sent it out in the Swole text. Reminder, you can pick up an ET phone gym. papaswolio.com. ET phone gym. ET make gains. ET make gains. We got 2 videos. We have another Abby Dull video, which we're going to end with. Man, I'm excited for this one. It says Abby versus raw milk. Is that twat going to come after raw milk? I have raw kefir. I have an order of like raw dairy coming in tomorrow, the next day. I got goat kefir. I have raw cream in here. Raw dairy is amazing. It's fucking amazing. I'm getting upset because if that fool says raw milk is not good or there's no evidence, that I am going to lose my mind. You ready, Howard? You ready, buddy? Look at this butthole. Look how torn open this guy's butthole is. Look at that. Blew out his asshole from all the rage. I still have to sew that. I'm sorry, buddy. I should get? I should get one of those. I should get a beard logo patch made so I could patch his butthole with like a beard logo. Maybe I'll do that. Would you guys like that? Patches? Do you guys like patches? What do you do? Iron those on? Maybe we can get some patches made. You guys like that? All right, let's do a whoopee. Man, we're going twint for twint today.
What's in the box?
Was this Whoopi Goldberg? Oh, we got a clip from The View. I'm sorry for your eyes and ear holes. Here come the harpies.
Anyway, she's threatening to go to the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny is there and round up all these people that are illegal immigrants. Do you think that she would go if it was Garth Brooks or Eminem or Taylor Swift or any other white person?
Let me understand what you're saying, because she's going to go to the Super Bowl and round up. How's she going to know who's who?
I'm just going to stop it. Who are they talking about? Are they talking about Kristi Noem? But let me give you a little insight, because actually I do know how, just for one thing, like I do know how, I guess secondhand, how behind the scenes at the Super Bowl works, because Mama Swolio did makeup on J-Lo's team in 2020. So like kind of like behind the scenes there. So it was really cool hearing like the stories from the Super Bowl there. I would never want to go. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going here. I don't think that Taylor Swift is going to have a lot of illegal migrants, illegal aliens, right? I don't think Taylor Swift is going to have a flood of illegal aliens in the crowd. I don't think Taylor Swift attracts a lot of people crossing the border. But Bad Bunny definitely would. Maybe see if they have identification and if they're illegal. It's very easy to prove if you're a citizen. It's very easy to prove. This is what's shocking. How are you going to know who's who? Do you have an ID? No. Well, that's questionable. Let's check it out.
Because the Supreme Court has given permission to question anyone who has a Spanish accent, who has a dark skin.
Yeah. So here's
That's why.
This is where like the race baiting continues. Because let me tell you, do you think you have as many, you guys let me know, how many white English speaking people do you think are criminally in this country that can pass for American, that are illegally in this country, versus people that don't speak English that look like they just got off a boat? Just saying, it's not really that hard to be like, hey, that person is suspicious. That person looks like they might be here illegally. If you see 6 people, right? If you see 6 people that look like they just got off a bus, for example, from Mexico, standing outside a Home Depot, is your first impression that they are legal American citizens? No. Doesn't mean they aren't, but chances are, they're day workers that are here that are doing some just day labor. They're not supposed to be here, so they have to find something under the table. And people are like, hey, you guys want to make a couple $100? I need to clear out all these logs and this. And like, get in the truck. That's what it's been for a long time. All right, let's continue.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody.
She's definitely she's high as fuck. Everybody drunk. Everybody. Esther says, how is it possible that The View is still on the air? I don't know. That's a great question. I think the only reason why it's on the air is because people pull clips of how stupid it is, and then people want to watch it and pull more clips because it's so stupid. I think it's on the air because it's so fucking bad. It's so bad. It's like a car accident. You can't look away. Every show is just the stupidest people on the planet yapping. It's just endless content.
Get a little cocoa butter, sit in the sun. That's the first thing. and this is the only time you can probably ever do this, give yourself a Latin accent.
Whoopi, that is such a good idea.
And see if she can tell who's who.
So wear blackface? I don't know. Cocoa butter? Cocoa butter doesn't make you dark. Go sit in the sun? Okay. Yeah. See what I mean about retard? It's hard. It's impressive. I know we always talk about it. I think it's impressive how stupid. This should show you, as you get older, I know people like Cerny. You get this. The older you get, and this anyone, not just the Swole fam goat, but you realize, oh, these people are my age. Well, everyone I know my age is retarded, and this person's retarded. As you get older, you learn more. You're like, no, that's a stupid fucking thing to say. How does this person make how are they that successful? How are they on TV? Who listens to this? When you realize how stupid they are. And then you realize, oh shit. Everyone's fucking retarded. Everyone has that realization at some point in their life. Usually after you get to 30, 35, you'll have a couple experiences where you're like, oh shit. Or when you do something really stupid and you realize, oh, these people are me. You have that, oh, we're all retarded. You realize the people in the government, oh, they're just the same age as your parents, or the same age as, oh, I'm the same age as these politicians. Oh, yeah, they're retarded too. You realize everyone's just a bunch of retards. Why are we listening to these fucking idiots? Who's listening to this stuff? Just saying, I mean, there's really no age for this specifically, but as you get older, you're right, in your teens and 20s, and you start getting more and more experience. We're like, oh, these people, everyone's just dumb. No one really knows what the hell is going on. We all inherited a system that came from people before us. They created it. They're dead. And we're like, why are these rules here? What is this? What's going on? We look back at the founders of the country and the Constitution. It's like, who the fuck wrote this? It's because everyone else is watching brain rot now on TikTok. No one has any original thoughts in their brain. That's why it's important to read books and listen to podcasts and access people that know what they're talking about and access things, real information, because most of the stuff online is brain rot from retards. We have this educationally incestuous, human centipede relationship where we just get fed regurgitated shit, and then everyone today is huh? Just idiocracy. Okay, we got another video. Here we go. You ready?
What's in the box?
All right, let's do the raw milk one. Let's do the Abby Dull video. This one seems to be 2 minutes or so, but it's Abby versus raw milk, it says. So strap in. Jeez. Let's see. Oh, God. Abby's having a stroke. So she's watching a video. It says raw milk caused 178,000 deaths this year. That's not what Abby's saying. But on Abby, there's text on the screen. It says, this is what steak and butter gal isn't telling you about raw milk. I guess she's watching a video from someone whose screen name is steak and butter gal. Okay. See, those steak and butter gal, those are the same. That's the same as like a vegan channel for me. It's like your identity is around steak and butter. Okay. It's weird. Whatever. Oh, she's eating butter and... Oh, so the person on the bottom... Yeah, she's right. So the person on the bottom was saying... She was saying raw milk caused this many deaths. Raw meat caused this much. And then she's like, just kidding. That's fruit and veggies. Which is actually true. Because if you look at any kind of like food scare, like the viruses and stuff, it's always on tomatoes and lettuce and kale. It's always on onions or some kind of like... It's always on fruit and veggies. You see it recalled all the time, especially like on the West Coast. There's always people getting sick from lettuce and stuff like that. So it's definitely more from fruits and vegetables. Like absolutely. For all the times that I've gotten sick, and I've told you, like food poisoning, a lot of times it's from blueberries. Like it's never like the meat. It's always fruit. And we wash them and this, and like I still get fucked up sometimes.
References? No references? Okay, I'm Abby Sharp. I'm your no BS dietitian.
No BS? Oh, no BS. Yeah, all right. Well, that's kind of like, that's the greatest lie ever.
Let's do some fact checking. Yes, the CDC reports that alcohol is responsible for 178,000 deaths a
Ooh, CDC.
year. But raw milk and alcohol are not equivalent comparisons.
Okay, and she said fruit and veggies, the other video.
There's a very small population that drinks raw milk and
Yeah, and it's fucking awesome.
a much larger pool of people that drink alcohol. So
Wow. Thank you, Abby. More people drink alcohol than raw milk. Nice. Good.
Matt Damon.
Good. Cool. Thanks for the info.
you do have to take the numbers into context.
So she's saying because less people drink raw milk, then less people are going to get sick, which is also true. So you need to look at the percentages, but raw milk is awesome.
Alcohol is also addictive, and excessive consumption can have cumulative effects over time. So I'm definitely not saying that it's a health food. But on the other hand, raw milk is not an addictive substance. But
what the fuck? What the fuck?
It causes harm through foodborne illness, aka bacterial infection, which can lead to immediate effects and hospitalization.
Yeah, you know why that's also more nonsensical is because you actually have good bacteria in the milk and it actually balances itself out. And here's the thing, a lot of people that don't have raw milk and go from zero to having a lot, you can have, I guess you could have issues if you have a poor imbalanced gut. If you have leaky gut and you have a lot of issues in your gut biome and you can't digest, you've never had raw dairy before, your body is ill-equipped. If you have a healthy digestive system, it's generally not going to be a problem. So I've been having raw dairy for years. I've had raw liver for years. In fact, I've been eating raw eggs. I haven't had any, well, actually, I guess I haven't. I've had raw eggs and raw yolks for, I don't know, 25 years. I've never had illness once. Never had illness once. Now, I've said this, I got sick from raw cream, but it was in my, remember I said, I made a mistake? It was in my freezer, my deep freezer for like 2 years. So I drank old raw cream and old colostrum. So yeah, I got sick. But it was like for an hour or two and it was awful. And then I was fine. But that was some of the worst pain I felt in my head. I had such a bad fucking headache. Yeah, don't drink old milk, period. Like old raw. Don't do that. Don't do that. That was retarded. It didn't have an expiration date. Like the thing came off. So don't do that. Aside from that, never had a problem.
I know what you're thinking. If raw milk is so dangerous,
it's not.
Why don't we see more headlines about people being poisoned by it?
Because it's not dangerous. Is there a risk? Sure, there's a risk walking down the street and stubbing your toe, right? If you walk around your house barefoot, you might step on a Lego and it hurts. So there's always a risk. There's always a risk. No matter what you do, being alive, there's a risk. So nothing's 100% safe. Nothing. Especially not experimental gene therapy. Not dangerous.
Well, let me put something into perspective for you.
Please don't.
Approximately 3.2% of the population reports drinking raw milk.
And that's why we're so fucking sick. 3% of the population, 1 million people. Is that what 3% is? Or is that 3 million? No, that's one. If 350 million, if there's 350 million, then 1% would be 3 million. So that's what, 6 million people? Maybe 6.5 or whatever. Do the math. How many people are in the United States? I actually don't know. Is it 350 or 330? Number will be going down eventually. But that's like what, 6 mil? Or 3? Wait, 1%, 3. So 3, or is that 9 million? Whatever. You guys do the math. Whatever. Do the math.
And yet, raw milk is responsible for 96% of all dairy-related poisonings. So pasteurization is very much one of the best public health measures that we have.
Disagree. If you have gut dysbiosis and you have terrible, like a very weak gut biome, and of course, if you're having if you get an overgrowth, because raw dairy, look, again, I don't know where those numbers are coming from. I don't know what, I really don't. 96% of all dairy, and it's probably small. I don't know what these numbers are. Like statistics or references. I don't know what she's referencing. She shows something on the screen. I'm not automatically assuming that those numbers are correct. It depends on how you're judging this. Depends on how you're measuring it. Statistics are the most manipulatable things you can do. It's all framing. So I don't trust anything that she said off the face. Just saying that. She said it doesn't mean that it's true at all. So she'll references and then she'll cherry pick shit. So pasteurization is definitely not one of the best public health measures. If you have shitty practices for raw dairy, yeah, okay, obviously. If you have any kind of poor health practices. But if you have a weak immune system, if you're not getting enough, think about this, if you're not getting enough vitamin D, if you don't have enough magnesium, if you don't have proper nutrients, then your body is ill prepared, or the proper bacterial balance in your microbiome, your gut biome, in your mouth. Fam, your mouth is the beginning of your digestive system. So your oral health is so important. How many people are using Listerine all the time? How many people are consuming toxic, ultra processed sugars and flavorings and all this kind of stuff that fucks up your gut biome via your mouth? Your dental health, if you have shitty dental health, then your bacteria, your gut biome, your digestive system is fucked. Your immune system's tremendously compromised. So how many people are doing all this stuff and they're killing all the bacteria? The Listerine, you're just bombing your mouth with bacteria. It's awful. It's awful what people do to their bodies. So, if your immune system, how many people's immune system is severely compromised? The vast majority of people. So you're vulnerable to most things. If I ever get food poisoning, you hear some people's I got food poisoning. They're out for a week. I got food poisoning the other night because we went out and we got raw oysters, steamed shrimp. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was I can't tell if it was the oysters. Might have been the shrimp because they had something on the side and Mama Swole got something. So I had to call it fucking goddamn sea chicken. Goddamn shit. But then later on I had some blueberries. So I don't know what it was, but my head was pounding. And then I had to throw up at night and then I was fine. It's always immediate for me. I have some issue and then I get it out of my system and I'm fine. But whenever people get sick or have an issue, it lags and they have it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's a huge fucking problem. My body's eject and then it's over. And then I don't eat those things for a while because I'm fuck that shit. I'm going back to just steak and eggs. I'm going back to the shit that's not poisoning my body. It's going to happen sometimes. You're going to have an issue. But if you're healthy, you rebound really quick. And you get it out. Your body can handle shit. So stop sterilizing everything. It's a huge problem. When you pasteurize, you kill the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. If you've never had raw milk and you've never had it in your fridge, you don't understand this concept. When milk is raw and you have it in your fridge, you could drop your thoughts in the comment. It lasts so long. You never get that. Oh, if you have skim milk, pasteurized milk, and it goes bad, it smells rancid. You open it up and it's old milk, it's going to make you vomit. But raw milk, even when it gets older, you smell it and it might smell a little bit like a tang, oh, it's not as fresh. Even if you drank it, you probably wouldn't get sick. It's just it starts, cultivating and it becomes you're not getting kefir because you don't have the grains in there, but it starts fermenting, the histamine, the bacteria, because it's a balance. Because it's raw, it lasts longer. There's a balance of bacteria. It doesn't stay good forever. But you'll never open up raw dairy that's been in there for a while and you smell it. It's not gonna be like, ugh. It's gonna be like, it doesn't smell as fresh. Let me not drink it. Or, it's still pretty good. And it lasts for so much longer. So much longer. You'll never get that milk like, oh, it's disgusting. But you get that with pasteurized milk because it kills all the bacteria. And then you just have sugar that's fermenting and it just becomes rotten. It's disgusting.
Is very much one of the best public health measures that
is she
we
ever
have,
right?
and not something designed to ultra process or industrialize your milk.
Is she ever correct? I feel like she always has to say something stupid.
Moving on to vegetables, I really couldn't find any stats verifying this.
You can't find any information that fruits and vegetables kill more people and more deaths and have more sickness and foodborne illnesses. You can't find that. I see it in the news all the time. I see it all over. It's tomatoes, it's spinach. It's always vegetables and fruit. And tomatoes are fruit, by the way. Abby. It's always like that. And it's usually runoff from a confined feedlot. Whenever there's flash floods in the summer, you'll have all the shit and feces and E. coli from these concentrated feedlots from cows and chickens, and it runs off into the fields and birds transport it and they don't clean it properly, or people don't clean their lettuce and shit properly. And then you go to fast food and it comes right off a truck and whatever the hell it is in a package. And then you eat it on your shit burger. Your immune system's compromised. You're eating ultra processed shit. You haven't slept in 5 fucking days. You're eating garbage. You're not sleeping. You're pounding your body with blue light and you're, tons of phthalates and toxins and colognes and Axe body spray. And then you get sick and it's like, oh, I got sick from, you're not eating raw dairy, Most of the people that get sick eating this other shit are eating it with garbage. Most people are unhealthy and their immune systems are compromised. So most people get sick all the time. It's October. Everyone at your workplace that doesn't take care of their health and doesn't supplement with vitamin D and doesn't eat properly, everyone's getting sick. It's like the constant sniffles and, oh, I'm sick, and so sick again. Everyone knows people that just get sick all the time. Everyone knows people that got COVID like 15 fucking times, and they're always usually the vaccinated people, but they get, they're always sniffling and they're always cold, because people are garbage. Not people are garbage. People have garbage health. They just trash their bodies. People are garbage. Well, you are what you eat, right? We got 30 seconds.
In fact, it looks like the creator may have actually misinterpreted this stat from a researcher whose work suggested that low intakes of fruits and vegetables could predict 82,000 cardiovascular related deaths.
Lack of fruits and vegetables. I think this is dramatically incorrect. And the reason why I'll say this is because people that eat more fruits and vegetables are generally doing other things for their health. Okay. This is the problem with these stats. They talk about people who eat meat. They do surveys, so people have to self-report. If you're eating a lot of shit, most people are not eating quality meat, and most people don't care. Most people eat whatever they feel like. Taco Tuesday, they eat shit. If you, based on all the propaganda, if you're just like, I need to eat more fruits and veggies rather than eating more liver and eggs and steak and ground beef and tallow and butter and ghee and all those things that we know, if you're like, I need to eat healthier, let me eat more fruits and veggies, you probably care about your health. You're probably exercising too. You're probably not smoking. You're probably doing things like, oh, I'm going to eat this chicken and fish. And because people eat more fruits and veggies, they're generally going to be healthier because they're doing other things too. It usually correlates to all the other things they're doing, because people that are like trashing their bodies and eating McDonald's all the time, they're not like, I need to eat more fruits and veggies. No, they're going to Taco Bell because there's a new Crunch Wrap or something that just came out, I saw it on TikTok. It's purple.
That's right. It is a lack of produce. That's the problem. Folks, the carnivore diet is always going to be a huge pass from me. And
why? Why would the carnivore diet be a huge pass? It's the best way to do a complete elimination diet. And most of the problems that you're going to have, and the reason why it's the best way is because, wow, when people get rid of all the fruits and veggies for a while, if you have a lot of autoimmune reactions, they feel so much better. Why? Why would that be? Because most of that stuff is sprayed. It's GMO. It's fucking crap. It's garbage.
So is all of the misleading and flat out lying propaganda like this. Next.
I hate the way she says that. Next. She says that like, done. Nailed it. She's an idiot. Raw dairy is fantastic. Raw grass-fed and finished dairy and steak and carnivore diet are fantastic. I don't like carnivore long term, but most of what I eat it's raw dairy. It's eggs. It's steak. And yeah, I'll have fruit. Yeah, I have some other things. We'll have sourdough bread and we'll make some potatoes and sometimes sweet potatoes, sometimes some white rice, but the backbone is meat and eggs and dairy. Meat, eggs, butter. Big old grift. Abby is not correct yet again, and no one is surprised. Okay, Swole card, and then we are giving away, we're giving away the Swole card, and then we'll do a throwback. Swole card, and then throwback. Missed. All right, we got a winner. Landed right on it. It is, you won one a little while ago, didn't you? Candyman, congratulations. Hey, Candyman 156 Congratulations. Send us an email to support@sonormous.com. Swole card 3442. 3,442 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations, Candyman. I'm not going to say it again. Throwback time. Oof. Oh, those crazy eyes. Yeah, let's do this one. Oof.
I got one for you.
Oh, God, fucking creeps.
Okay. I got one for you. Sapiosexual. Synonymous with sex zombie.
What the fuck?
You know, because zombies need brains. Zombies need brains. A sapiosexual needs brains.
You are a total freaking retard.
I don't know what the fuck this homo just said. Oh, God. No one does. That was horrifying. Fuck it. Let's do one more. That's gross. Scary. Horrifying. Let's do one more. Send it. Oh, I love that shirt. God hates trans fats. That's a good one.
So that you can be healthy, but really what you want is thin privilege.
Yes, how did you know?
Oh, a coach. Great. Oh my God. This is someone who's actually giving people advice.
Thin privilege is moving through the world in a way that's easier.
Thin privilege is moving through the world in a way that's easier. You know how you do that? You go to the fucking gym.
Getting better paying jobs. It's having more comfortable seating. It's
having comfortable seating. Yeah, not being a fat fuck will allow you to sit comfortably in a normal sized human chair.
Finding clothes that are easy to wear. It's being accepted. It's being held up as better than others. I'll tell you what, though, if you're fit and you're in good shape, you can make an argument that if you're in good physical shape, you are better than others. People are so fucking afraid to be like, oh, someone's better than another person. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are better than other people. There are people that are better baseball players, better basketball players. I don't sit around and complain that LeBron James is better at basketball than me. Yeah, better meaning like moral? Are you more valuable? I mean, honestly, we can make that argument. I would say absolutely there's some people that are more valuable to society. We know people that are protesting and rioting in the streets, they're not valuable to society, especially if they're completely morally bankrupt and they're trying to destroy our country. They're absolutely more valuable, more productive people. This is why we're trying to do. We need to make more people in this country productive. But it starts with you. It starts with taking care of your health. It starts with getting off your fucking ass and going to the fucking gym. It starts with you improving yourself. All right? Stop blaming everyone else for your shortcomings or your past, or stop giving people power to traumatize you from the past or present or future. It's like, just get off your ass, go to the fucking gym, stop complaining. No one cares. It's falling on deaf ears. You're going to die. No one's going to remember you. Just go out and get it.
You're here for a short time. Take care of your health, live your life your way, and don't let anyone tell you that it's not worth it to improve your health and to put yourself in a better environment and to lead by example for you and future generations, which is important. Go and make some gains. Go and be swole today. Go to the fucking gym. Thanks for being here. Join us over at swolenormousx.com. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Share the show with your friends, and we'll get after it again tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swoleo. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Our topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits. I'm